for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What's good, Yankees Nation? Welcome back to the channel, your ultimate HQ for everything going down in the Bronx. I'm just like you. I live and die with every single pitch, and today I've got some exclusive intel and a deep dive analysis on what's bubbling behind the scenes of our beloved franchise. It is mid-November of 2025, and the hot stove is already burning in a way that demands our full attention. The news I'm bringing you today, coming straight from the league's corridors and backed up by the respected Mark Feinsand of MLB.com, puts the New York Yankees right in the center of an interesting battle for a name that could shift the dynamic of our offense. St. Louis Cardinals hitter Brendan Donovan. Let's look at this scenario with ice in our veins and fire in our hearts. Our squad, the glorious evil empire, has always been synonymous with raw power. We have titans on our roster like Aaron Judge, Ben Rice, and Giancarlo Stanton. We are talking about three absolute monsters who, combined, easily surpass the mark of 100 home runs. When they connect with the ball, it travels far, and Yankee Stadium shakes. However, if we learned anything last season, it's that baseball doesn't live on brute force alone. What was missing in crucial moments was that pest, that grind-it-out guy in the lineup, the hitter capable of wearing down the opposing pitcher, of getting the uniform dirty, of turning a 3-pitch duel into a 10-pitch battle. This is exactly where Brendan Donovan's name gains traction and makes total strategic sense for general manager Brian Cashman. According to Feinsand's reports, we aren't alone in this race. The Los Angeles Dodgers, Kansas City Royals, and Cleveland Guardians are also monitoring the situation. But why Donovan? First, look at his strike zone control. He possesses a career on-base percentage of 361. That is elite. Throughout the entire 2025 season, we utilized Trent Grisham as our leadoff hitter. Grisham evolved, became a power threat, and posted an impressive walk rate of 14.1%, one of the best in all of baseball. However, with Grisham's impending free agency, we need a replacement that brings consistency. Donovan offers a different yet complementary profile. His walk rate is 8.2%, which is solid, but where he shines is in his contact ability. He has a whiff rate, meaning swings and misses, of just 13.4% and a strikeout rate of only 13%. Furthermore, his chase rate on bad pitches is 25%. This, combined with an expected batting average of 285, shows he puts the ball in play and pressures the defense. Now, we enter the complex part of the analysis, where we leave the cold numbers and get into the engineering of the roster. Bringing in a player like Brendan Donovan sounds excellent on paper, but it raises immediate questions about defensive positioning, especially considering how our roster ended the 2025 season. The big question I'm asking you, and one that is certainly keeping the front office up at night, is where does he play? If the idea is to put him at second base, we have a problem named Jazz Chisholm Jr. Jazz wasn't just good, he was stellar defensively, registering 8 outs above average at the position in 2025. He has cemented himself as one of the best defensive second basemen in the sport. Unless Brian Cashman has an ace up his sleeve that nobody expects and decides to trade Chisholm, which would be a shock, I don't see Donovan taking his spot in the middle of the diamond. This brings us to third base. Donovan has little experience over there, but more importantly, that position is currently owned by Ryan McMahon. McMahon brings a gold glove caliber to the hot corner and elite defense. It would be logical to think about trading McMahon to open up space, but let's be real. Who besides the Colorado Rockies or Cashman himself would think it prudent to pay $16 million for a player whose primary value is defense at third base. The market for that kind of contract is restricted. Therefore, the infield looks congested. This pushes us to the only viable option remaining, the outfield, specifically left field. Donovan has experience in left. In 2024, he played 817 innings there with a neutral defensive rating. Last season, it was 152 innings with a -2 rating. It's not ideal. With the possible departure of Cody Bellinger, and if we decide not to enter the bidding war for Kyle Tucker, Donovan would be a defensive band-aid, but an offensive gain. We are talking about reinforcing the team, not creating new holes in the defense. The roster needs to be constructed with surgical precision. We still have time before pitchers and catchers report, a few days before Valentine's Day of 2026, but this move would signal a philosophy shift, prioritizing contact and getting on base over elite defense at the corners. It is a risky bet, but perhaps necessary to diversify an offense that at times became one-dimensional. Donovan's versatility is an asset, but without a corresponding trade to clear the infield logjam, his arrival would force adjustments that could leave other sectors vulnerable. It is a high-stakes game of chess. The potential acquisition of Brendan Donovan signals that the Yankees recognize the critical flaw of relying exclusively on home runs. The hunt for a contact hitter with a low strikeout rate is correct. However, the positional fit is the real challenge. Without trading Jazz Chisholm Jr. or finding an unlikely partner for Ryan McMahon's contract, Donovan would be forced to play out of position in left field, sacrificing defense in exchange for offense. The front office needs to decide if it is worth unbalancing the defense to guarantee more balls in play. I want to hear your take, Bleacher Creatures. Would you accept losing defensive quality in left field to get a hitter who consistently puts the ball in play, or do you prefer keeping the defense solid and looking for power elsewhere? Drop your comment below. This discussion is essential. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single detail of this hot stove season. Let's go, Yanks. Chasing number 28.